David was born to an upper-middle-class Catholic family. His childhood was typical. He had a group of friends composed of kids in the neighborhood, and time not spent biking around the block was spent playing catch with his father in his driveway or begrudgingly doing schoolwork. Life was simple, but David was full of questions. Why can't I play all day? What will I do when I'm older? Why do mommy and daddy fight so much? David was frustrated with his parents for treating him like a baby and simultaneously frustrated at his teachers for expecting him to be so responsible with his schoolwork. David is what you would call an entitled piece of shit. David was a middle schooler now. He would often reminisce about the good old days of playing in the brook with his friends before the drama with girls and frequent math tests. David was plagued with a much harder set of questions to work through. He found himself getting angry at the way people acted, the people in charge. Every other weekend, David's baseball team had a practice on Sunday. David, not wanting to miss out, argued with his dad about going to church. This resulted in a bruise to the forehead. This is when David discovered atheism. Perhaps high school would be better. Lo and behold, it was not. David paid attention in almost none of his classes. He, along with his friend group, would frequently skip class to hang out at one of their houses and drink. David didn't enjoy it, but he hated the monotony of high school more. David had no direction during his high school life, and would spend his nights restlessly searching for answers on how to correctly act in this strange world he was unwillingly a part of. What the hell is wrong with everyone? How is no one else bothered by this absurd life? How does anyone put effort into practical things knowing it's all meaningless? I must be different. Something must be wrong with me. David had now graduated high school. Wanting to avoid unemployment, he settled for a spot in his father's real estate business as a surveyor and technician. David, feeling as though he was missing something in life, began using a plethora of dating apps. After being catfished repeatedly for close to 6 months, he at last stumbled upon a nice young lady named Emily he knew would be perfect to bring home to his family. Although she was a nice woman, their relationship was strained by their differing ideologies and worldviews. David, not wanting to rock the boat and spend his nights alone, conformed to accommodate. David knew she was just a temporary barricade to stop the miserable thoughts from propagating like they did in solitude. David, although prideful of the pillars which held up his life, felt as though the stagnancy was making him dull and apathetic. He needed excitement. He needed more. David attempted to make friends with his coworkers. They quickly accepted him into their social circle, and David would spend his Fridays and Saturdays either playing golf or drinking massive quantities of happiness at a local bar. David soon noticed that the veil would drop almost every time they got aggressively intoxicated. The men in his friend group almost treated him with resentment and contempt. David soon learned that ingesting more alcohol solved his anxiety for the issue. David did this for a long time. Society and his parents had been telling him children were the pathway to happiness since he was one. David decided to marry Emily and to have a child. He now held a much higher rank in his father's business and would soon take over once his father retired. The pieces of the puzzle were nearly assembled. By all accounts, he was a success. He clambered up the social hierarchy. He had it all. He was a co-president of a successful company, was married at 25, and had a child on the way. Nothing could ruin this. Except it was ruined from the start, and David knew it. David had been miserable for years. He had only chased the superficial and was left with a superficial kind of happiness, the type of joy that intoxicated one for a short period of time and then left them in withdrawal. David's life was a tangled web of procrastinated issues, suppressed problems, and resentment, all piled into a basket weaved by nihilism. David fought his way past his wife's insults and jeers to his car. In an act of pathetic escapism, he was going to drink with his friends at the local bar for the 6th Friday in a row. His wife made sure to let him know how disappointed she was. What is this? Where am I? You're dead. Well, dying. What? What do you mean, how? Probably a car accident. Do you mind if I smoke in here? What the fuck? Oh, I'm going to anyways. Is this some kind of sick prank? Nope, you're dying. Are you God? No, you're an atheist, David. So I'm going to hell? No, I don't know. Just shut the hell up for a second so I can explain. Nah, I get it. Bad timing. Actually, I'm here to tell you exactly where you went wrong during your life. Let's see, David. You were alive for 9,125 days, 3,041 days worth of time sleeping, 2,258 days spent working, 2,100 days at school, 500 watching TV, 200 drunk. God damn. 400 of doing other miscellaneous tasks you found boring, 626 days worth of time you yourself have considered to be worth its time or fun. Let's subtract your childhood years from this, and you have about 2.2% of your life that you yourself actually enjoyed. And David, just so you know, it's actually all your fault, and you can't deny it. No one on their deathbed wishes they would have exchanged more of their time for money, you little materialist shit. If only you saw the bigger picture, David. That humans are the only congregation of atoms in the universe lucky enough to know that they are atoms and that there is a universe. And you are lucky enough to be one of those humans who, for a short period of time, had the chance to explore reality and make a positive impact on existence for those around you in the most technologically advanced time in history, with great art, music, and literature surrounding you on all angles. But no, David. Being negative is easier. Being a grouch. You just couldn't handle the truth. What the hell is this? Is this some kind of sick experiment? There's no, oh, but David, I'm about to show you just how real this is. Just how cruel you were to yourself. All the chemicals in your brain are about to fire, and you're going to see your whole life flash before your eyes. When? Right about now. I get it now. You're showing me exactly where I went wrong and how I can fix it, and then you're going to send me back. I'll treat my wife better, I'll stop drinking, I'll work less and spend more time on my hobbies and family. I'll lead a healthy lifestyle and I'll be more positive. I'll have the courage to express my feelings, help others. I'll stop being so pessimistic and...